So on August 4th, I saw Once on This Island at the Circle in the Square Theater, the matinee. I really, really, really enjoyed this musical. It was so much fun. The only thing I knew about it was that it was just like a retelling of The Little Mermaid, but wow, what a fantastic interpretation. I have like a lot of feelings for this musical, and I actually like this better than The Little Mermaid. And I mean this as, the story by Hans Christian Andersen and the Disney movie. This was just, it was awesome. So I'll go over the set first, and then I'll go over the cast. So because it's in the circle in the square, the seats surround the set. I wish I could show you the set, but you'll have to Google it because one of the rules for this theater and this production was you're not allowed to take video or photographs because they're doing stuff before the show. You have like different characters interacting with people. You have musicians playing music up in the balconies and everywhere, all around the stage. Google images and the show itself does have pictures of what to expect, but it's basically in the center of the stage. You have like sand and you have people cooking, which smell good, by the way. Other people interacting, singing, walking up and down. I had really close seats. I did the lottery, which was really fun. Depending on how many people are there, there was probably the same amount of people that they were giving away lottery tickets. And I think because it was the weekend, it cost $59.50, but the price ranges from $49.50 to $59.50, and the weekends are more expensive, but still a lot less than what the tickets are going for this show. I was so happy I won. And the cool thing too is the little girl who played the little girl and little Timoon, her name is Mia Williamson. She helped out with the lottery and she was so adorable. In the back, because it takes place in a Caribbean island, there's a water element towards the front. I believe it's the front of the theater. I'm bad at directions. So you have all these different elements, and the set transform from a small island in the Caribbean. I don't know where it took place it was just some island in the Caribbean, I think, and it transformed to another island or the same island, and also different homes towards the middle of the show. Also, I forgot to mention, the show is 90 minutes long and there's no intermission, so it goes and it stops. The cast was so amazing. Because Hailey Kilgree broke her foot a couple weeks ago. One of my friends saw the show, I think, the day or two before she hurt herself. Timoon, sorry, not the Lion King. Timoon is played by Lauren Lotz, and she was so adorable. She was really, really, really good. I've never seen Hailey's performance except for on the Tonys, but you can only go so much based on that. But I haven't seen this. This is the first time I've ever seen this show. But she was really, really good. Her voice was so awesome. And then since we're getting into the cast, there's around 18 people, like almost 20 people, because they're doing different parts of the show. Everybody in the show, by the way, is a storyteller. So you have certain storytellers who turn into the gods. So basically, in this show, I keep getting off track. Basically, in the show, this little girl is frightened by this storm that's coming through on her island. So in order to calm her down, the storytellers begin to tell her of this story about Timoon and the gods of the island. And it's really cool. So basically, the little girl becomes little Timoon, and how they did the waves is everybody picked her up, and like, it was awesome. I just loved it so much. And then, so now she's Timoon, and Timoon is orphaned. She had another name, but she got orphaned, and the two parents who found her, the two people who found her, became her parents and named her Timoon, which basically meant orphan. She wants this exciting life. she wants something to be more than a peasant girl. And so when she gets older, she prays to the gods. She's like, "Gods, I want something more than just this life." And the gods hear her, and they come down, and there were 4 gods. You had Papagay, the god/goddess of death. You had Urzuli, the goddess of love. You had Asaka, mother of earth, or the goddess of earth. And you had Agwe, the god of water. So they all come down, they hear her plea. They're like, "Okay, you want an interesting life, we'll give you one." They make this bet with her, well, unbeknownst to her, to see if she can move up from her class of being a peasant girl to being like one of the rich Bohemes. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't speak French, so sorry about that. So one night, this guy, his name is Daniel, he's one of the Bohemes, and he's driving erratically. He crashes his car, and he gets in this terrible car accident. Ti Moune somehow is there, and she's the only one to basically rush up to the car, see he's like really, really hurt, like messed up hurt. And then Papagay comes down, and she's like, he's so hurt, he's gonna die. And she's like, "No, no, no, please save him, please save him. I'll trade my life for his." And she's like, "Fine, we'll do that." So then that's when the bet is made between the gods to see what will happen. They're basically entertaining themselves with this mortal girl. And she brings him back to her village to nurse him. And it sets off this like big old panic between the villagers, because there's this like divide between the peasant/villagers and the rich Bohemes. And they're like, we cannot interact with them. They are different. We're different. There's also this whole thing about, which was really cool to see, the history of when the French landed on the island. The rich white French people, and how they took home some of the servants/slaves, and they created this whole new class. And then, but the peasants had to stay in their area, and the rich had to stay in their area, and nobody's allowed to intermingle except for the one Boheme who, it's a little bit complicated. Anyway, because she brings home this rich guy, the peasants are freaking out. They're like, "You are defying the gods, what they want," which, unbeknownst to them, this is what they want. They want to see this form of entertainment amongst themselves. Daniel gets better, and then he takes her back, or he goes back to his city. Ti Moune follows him. Because he's still healing, she's like, "There is a better way of healing," because there's something on his foot that wasn't healing right. And she's like, "I know all these herbs and medicines that will help you." The goddess of love was so impressed that she's helping him out, because Daniel mentions that none of the other girls liked him for who he was or helped him out like this. They were only concerned about his money and his status and his wealth, everything else. But the goddess of love was so impressed. She's like, "The power of love will overpower the death." And the god of death, or Papagay, was like, "No way, no way." And so, they have this battle. Eventually, later on in the story, they have this ball, and it was kind of like she was like kind of I don't want to say like a freak show, but she was something different towards the rich people. So she dances, but she doesn't dance well in, high heel shoes, and she's like tripping on herself. She takes off the shoes, and she dances really well, but because some of the servants are from her class, her area, they join in her dance. And then all the rich people are like, "Oh my god," and this and that, and they're kind of disgusted that this poor girl has invaded their lifestyle. But the ball was actually set up for Daniel's engagement to this girl who he's been attached to since he was a child. She learns about this and she's like totally heartbroken, and she's like, you don't need to marry her. I love you for who you are. I helped heal you. But he's like, unfortunately, I can't break the bonds of my status. I have to marry, and they eventually do. And she is so heartbroken that Papa Gay was like, you saved his life with your own, and you can save yourself by killing him. If you kill him, you will be able to live. And she thinks about it, and she goes to his room, wants to stab him, but can't, drops the knife, and he's like, because he sees what was going to happen, and he thought she was going to kill him over this, but really he's not. He's like, get out of my house right now. And so she leaves. So she is so heartbroken because now she has to give up her life because that's what she promised Papa Gay. But she was so heartbroken and so distraught that the gods felt bad, and they transformed her spirit into this huge tree. And the story ends, and as soon as the story ends, the storm ends, and the little girl is happy. And the people tell this little girl that we've been telling this story for ages, and we want you now to tell the story in the future to future islanders. And so the story ends. It was really, really good. I really liked everything. And the cast, oh my god, I need to go over the cast. Other than when I talked about Lauren. Originally, Azuli was played by Lea Salonga, and then she was then replaced by Darlisia Searcy. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She was so adorable. I loved her so much. Like, you could feel the love coming from Darlisia as the goddess of love. And you had, for Papa Gay, played by Merle Dandridge. And Papa Gay was my favorite. Her attitude, like, she was so realistic. She's like, no, this is how it has to be. I loved her and her songs and her voice. Oh my god, Merle's voice in this so powerful. I'm like, wow. Agwe, the god of water, was played by Quentin Earl Darrington, and he was super good too. I really loved how playful he was, bringing in Ti-Moune through the water and him playing with the water and stuff, with the water set. And finally, Asaka, the goddess of earth, was played by Alex Newell, and they were so good. They were so, their voice was, oh, like, everyone, I can't tell you guys how much everyone was a game. Like, even the storytellers, like, you had a bunch. You had so many. You had Daniel Yearwood, and Courtney Carter, and Tyler Hardwick, Sandra James, like, just everyone. And again, Lauren Lott was fantastic as Ti-Moune. But everyone was so good. It's kind of, even though I said that Papa Gay was my favorite, it was so hard to pick a favorite, including performances, just so good. The costuming was really cool. It reminded me of, like, especially the set and how the costuming was, another Broadway show based on the sea, SpongeBob, where they used garbage that you unfortunately find on the beach. They reincorporate it into their clothes. So, like, the goddess of love had, like, tubing for her hair, and for Papa Gay had Coke cans, like, in the shape of, like, shark fins, or the shark fins on her back. And the goddess of earth, you had like these tie around rafts, but it's hard to describe, like a tarp. It was really cool. And then how they transformed into these, like, gods and goddesses, was really fantastic. overall fun show. I would highly recommend going to the show. It deals with classism, it deals with racism, especially, between the French and the native islanders, depending on your color of your skin, was where your status in life was. So if you were light skinned, you were rich and wealthy and well off, and if you were dark skinned or black or whatever, anyone basically not white, you were just set to be a peasant and poor and not well off or well to do anything. But I really liked how they discussed it. They're like, we're, especially with the peasants, they're like, we're proud of who we are. We don't have to fake who we are. It was a really good message to hear in, a show, and especially, with nowadays with social justice and everything. But the time was 90 minutes. It flew by fast. The songs were really, really good. I had a couple favorites. I really enjoyed Mama Will Provide, and The Gods Heard Her Prayer. That was another good one. Ti-Moon's dance was really fun, and the ending song, Why We Tell Our Story, or Why We Tell the Story, to keep culture alive and everything else. It was just, if I could see this again, I probably would see this again. I would definitely do the lottery too. It was really cool. Hopefully more people see it. Definitely worthy of winning that Tony for Best Revival. Just an excellent time in the theater. I don't know, I can't think of really any negatives, really. I mean, the songs were great, the cast was great, the costuming, the sets, everything was fantastic. I believe on Show Score I rated it a 93 out of 100, but maybe I'll up it to 95 or 100. I mean, it was just so much fun. I went down to New York City recently, and it was a great way to start off this trip was with this show. But definitely go see it. For the Stage Door Report, I was surprised some people did come out because it was a matinee. Usually, if it's a 2-day show, people don't usually come out, but they did set up the barricades outside where you enter. Cicely came out, Merle came out, and there's like around 6 people actually came out. I was so happy. I would have been happy if one came out, and I totally understand why nobody comes out for matinees because, you have a show later on that night. And it was so much fun. Oh yeah, and Darlesia came out too. They were so cool. Because I met her, we're basically the same height, and she's like, oh my god, finally somebody the same height as me. I didn't realize how short she was, because I'm 4'11", and she must be that height, or maybe 5 foot. But her costume made her look tall, and I was like, wow. I was like, oh my god. And then some of the storytellers came out too. Oh yeah, Daniel Yearwood, he was adorable. Daniel Yearwood came out, and he was so cute and adorable. I loved him. Protect him always. But please see this. If you haven't seen this, please see this. Please see Once on This Island at the Circle in the Square Theater. You will have a good time. If you don't, there's something wrong with you, honestly. But please see it. Show the support for this musical. It is a fun revival. I know people are tired of revivals, whatever. No, this one is like super fun, innovative, everything. See it, please. Thank you for watching. Bye.